Hey, back at you again here. We are looking at Unit 3, assignment number 4. Even though the title might be a little off, Boolean Algebra Worksheet number 2. This is Unit 3, Worksheet number 4. And the goal here, of course, is you're given a truth table, and your goal is to write the equation, simplify the equation, and have an equation that actually produces this truth table in the end. Step 1. Let's take a look at the first question here. Let me zoom in a tad if I can figure that out. In this truth table, when writing an equation from a truth table, we want to look at where the outputs are on, i.e. where the outputs are 1. 1, 1, and 1. This means I'm going to have 3 terms in my equation, each term based on where you see the number 1. Looking at the first number 1, I see that it comes from a 0, 1, 0 setting, which means A, B, C. A would have to be knotted to create a 1 for A. C would have to be knotted. And now I have 1 times 1 times 1, which would create that 1. The next part of my equation will come from this number 1. This number 1 comes from the setting 1, 0, 1, which would be A, not B, C. And then my final piece of the equation comes from this setting 1, 1, 0. So my equation will be A, B, not C, plus A, B, not C. And now really I can get away from the truth table and just look at this equation and ask myself, how in the heck am I going to make this any nicer than what I see? And you've done 2 worksheets or 3 worksheets so far, and after a while you just start looking ahead in your math. What I mean by that is this: the first term and the third term have 2 things in common, a B and a not C. So I'm going to take that out of the first and the third. That would leave me a not A plus A left over. And of course I still have the second term untouched. Now Boolean algebra says a letter or a switch plus its opposite is always 1. So I am down to B not C plus A not B C. And as I look at what I now have, I notice there ain't nothing in common. There's nothing there to work with. I am done. Like I tell my face-to-face class often, probably the hardest thing to do in this part of the math is knowing when to quit. Moving on to the second equation. The second equation, I look at where there's 1s, here, here, and here. I ask myself, how can this setting create that 1? Not A, not B, C. Not A, not B, C. Next equation, 0, 1, 1. Not A, B, C. Plus not A, B, C. And then my final, 1, 1, 0. A, B, not C. Plus A, B, not C. Now that I'm off the truth table, I'm again simplifying the equation. And as I look ahead here, I'm noticing in the first term and the second term, there's a not A and a C in both of those. So I'm going to take a not A and a C out of both of those. That will leave me with a not B plus B. And of course the third term is still part of the problem. And like before, a switch plus its opposite will kind of cancel each other out. So I'm at not A, C plus A, B, not see. As I look at what I have here, there is nothing in common with those two terms, and so I am done. What I'll do on class is, or up on Blackboard, I will put up the answers to the following 3 questions that we have not done, and hopefully that will give you some guidance toward how to simplify the equations. And the best thing to do is practice, practice, and ask questions. So good luck and keep me in touch.